any person can refer it, easily reverse engineer it, and they are free to use it. Right? There are standard limitations and exceptions defined under each of the act, patent, trademark, copyright, design. What can be patented, what can be trademarked, yes, they are defined, right? The criteria are defined. But at the same time, government has defined what cannot be patented are also defined. These are time bound rights. Each IP has a defined time limit. And all these leads to give you exclusive right or to give you a monopoly into the market, and which would be helpful to have a competitive advantage into market so that others will not copy your product. Say for example, we are knowing that Dettol has a special smell because of certain chemicals what they are using, but you cannot make the similar smell kind of a soap with the same shape, same color, and sell with a different name, because they are the exclusive property of that company as a trademark, and which that company is regularly monitoring and renewing it. Okay, so these are, and that gives them a cutting edge competitive advantage into market. So, friends, under each of the Act, Patent Act, Trademark Act, Copyright Act, Design Act, the government has defined all these forms. What are minimum criteria? What are not applicable? What is the procedure? What requirements to be fulfilled or submitted? What fees to be paid in case of any queries? How to overcome? All are defined under that. And when you go through the defined procedure, when you satisfy all the requirement payment of the fees, government gives you certificate like this. The government of India, right? And so these are the trademark certificate looks like this, patent certificate like this, design certificate, copyright certificate, geographical indication certificate. So similar to our tangible property, how you are saying that this house is yours, you will go to him, you will go to home and come up with the some certificate registered with government papers, right? And those papers defines your ownership on that home. Similarly, these are the certificates which proves your ownership with respect to your intellectual output, intellectual creations. Okay, so these are the certificate which gives ownership right to you, and these are useful to give you exclusive rights, monopoly, for a advantage into the competition into the market. Now look at IP system into India, how it is run by into India, where the offices are, who controls it, and what kind of creativity is protected by which IP. So look, Government of India is the supreme authority, and under that there is a Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and under this ministry there is a department known as DPIIT, right? Which is earlierly known as Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion. So that department regulates the working of Office of Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark, right? And this office regulates the functioning of all the forms of IPR. They accept your applications, accepts the fees, they analyzes your applications, give you query where you need to submit document, they are accountable to answer you, and at the end, this office will give you the registration certificate, right? And it is a proud moment for all of us, friends. It is a proud moment for all of us that the presently this is the highest authority of IP in India. This office is presently headed by one of the Gujarati, and that is also from the pharmaceutical industry, Mr. Unnat Pandit, who is basically from Bhavnagar, who has worked a huge amount of time into pharmaceutical industry. That person, the Controller General, we know him as a Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark. He is presently heading the entire patent office or IP office of India. Okay, so look, first of all, patent. So patent protects the innovative product and process. If your invention is related to new product development, new process development, or making any small changes into existing product or process, those can be protected by patent. Design protects the look of any article, external look of any article, how it looks, how your spec looks, how your earrings or jewelry looks, what is the pattern of your textile product, the furniture, shoes, medicals, the shape of ampule, shape of tablet, shape of capsule, shape of the packaging, all those can be protected as a design. Trademark protects the name of the company, logo of the company, name of the brand. Say, for example, what we are saying Dettol, that is a brand. It is not the company. The company would be different one. What we are saying a Moon is a brand name. Okay. What we are saying like a Horlicks, okay, or the Weeks, or we are saying the Crocin, Iodex. So these are the brand, right? What is the shape of that product is also protected as a trademark. The color combination, the packaging, what is written over there, all these things can be protected as a trademark. Look at the example of Parle-G. So that is word of Parle-G brand owned by the company, right? The packaging of that product is also owned by that company. Similarly, okay, all this applies what we are giving an example of one to product form, one to industry. But similarly, whatever you look around yourself, this is equally applicable with all the industries, right? Geographical indication. So this protects the products from the special geographical region. Say, for example, this is a summer season. We know that the best fruit available is mango. And which mango is most popular? Gir Kesar. Gir Kesar, right? So the because of the special condition of the Gir, whatever is the mango coming from that region, they have a special characteristic. Similarly, look at Nagpur orange, Tirupati laddu, Darjeeling tea, Kolhapuri chappal, Ratlami save, right? Patana patoda. All these are the example of geographical indication. Copyright. This is one of the very wide area, right? And in one liner, we can say that what can be protected as copyright is expression of your thoughts in any tangible medium. Either you make a note, you make a painting, you make a computer program, you take a picture, you write a script for the movie, you write a dialogues for any drama, either you make a lyrics for any song, singing a song, giving a music composition, all those forms comes under the copyright, right? Semiconductor integrated layout circuit design. So this protects the new kind of processor development, circuitry designs. So these are the
भैया
different
मैंने
forms of
આવવાના છે ને
IPR and
આમાં
each
નથી
protects
થતું
the
એટલે મેં આવો
special kind
સોફ્ટવેર
of
કરીને
human
કર્યું છે
mind creativity. Okay, look at this is the office structure.
ઓનલી સ્ક્રીન
Like
થાય
we
છે
have a NIPER for pharmaceutical education, IITs
વિડીયો
for
ખબર નહીં મોડરેટ
engineering
હશે ને
education, AIMS for medical education. Similarly,
આ
there is
ડાઉનલોડ
one
કરીને કરો ને
National
તમારો
Institute of Intellectual Property
સ્કેરીઓ
Management
આવી
that is at
કરો ને આ
Nagpur.
ડાઉનલોડ કરી મારા
In
માર્ક્સ
India,
આવે
we have four patent offices in four metro cities: Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai. One design
ડાઉનલોડ
office
કરીને આ
at
કરો ને
Kolkata, five
હા
trademark
હા
office, four into
હા
metro
ના
city,
થાય
and
ક્યાં થાય
also
જવા
one
નહીં
into
આવતું
Ahmedabad.
રેકોર્ડિંગ ઓપ્શન
Geographical indication, one office for entire India, that is at Chennai, one copyright office at Delhi, and one semiconductor integrated circuit design at the Delhi. Okay, so this doesn't means that
ઓફિસ ઓફ
if
કંટ્રોલર
you make
જનરલ પેટન્ટ
anything
ડિઝાઇન બરોબર
and if you want to apply for a patent, you doesn't require to go and
મારા
physically
બોલવાનું
visit
નહીં
these
સંભળાય છે
offices. In today's time, all the operations
બોલવાનું સમજાતો
are
ખાલી
run through the internet, right? All the services are available on online basis. So from your college, from
ઓફિસ
your
ઓફ
office,
કંટ્રોલર
from your
જનરલ
home,
પેટન્ટ
you
ડિઝાઇન
can do any of the operations related to any of that. Look at This is one example to represent or showcase how IP, different forms of IP is applicable for the pharmaceutical industry. Right? So look friends, here the name is mentioned as Cipla. So we all are aware that Cipla is one of the very reputed
No, no,
pharmaceutical
no,
company in India.
no, 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 no.
So Cipla
ये
name
सोसाई क्या
itself,
बोलूं
they
बंदी
have
जैसे
a
बोलता जाता है
trademark. Now Cipla is manufacturing hundreds of different products.
खाली है ना
This
आज स्क्रीन
product,
ऑडियो
right,
वीडियो
what is
है लेकिन रिकॉर्ड
mentioned
कर
or
लो
shown
आ खाली
here
डाउनलोड करी
is the inhaler product, which is
आ પછી આપો ને આ
applicable
સ્ક્રીન
to asthmatic patient or any person without
ઓડિયો
breathing
બોલો
issues,
ડાઉનલોડ
right? Wherein medicament in by means of capsule they are available. You can dispense using this medical device inhaler, so that the it would be the medicament would be released. Person can inhale through their mouth or any mouth, and they will get the medical effects. So this product, the company is selling with the name of multi-haler. So this name also they are protected as a trademark, multi-haler. Now look at with respect to what is the medicament, what is this medical device is about. The company has taken a patent on this. Okay, the company owns a trademark with respect to name of Cipla multi-haler. What is the look of this product? The company has protected as a design, right? Trade secret with respect to the synthesis process of the molecule, the manufacturing of the dosage form, or manufacturing process of the medical device. Those are the know-how of the company, and they are regarded as the trade secret of the company. Now look at this multi-haler company. Company is taking this product in a special box, right? That's, that box has a special content or the color combination, what is written over there.
ના
This product
બે બે
will
બનાવી
also
બે
have a
જનરેટ
one leaflet.
નહીં થતું
What
આવાજ
is the
થતું જ નથી
indication? What are the side effects? How it will work? The small leaflet, right?
તમે કરો
All
તમારાથી
those
થાય તો
content,
એમાં
the packaging of
લેપટોપ
that product or the literary work, color combinations, all these things can be protected as copyright as well. And the packaging outer, right? Packaging outer, that is also eligible to get protected as a trademark as well. So we can say that this is an intersection of IP. How you can protect your all different forms of IP. And look at this friend. Whatever is the bigger companies, right? They clearly understands the importance of all these IPs and they protects their products via all these forms, right? And that gives them a competitive advantage into market and which helps to take those companies to such a greater position, right? If there are at the same time in the pharmaceutical industry, we also know that there are hundreds and even thousands of smaller pharmaceutical industries who are also manufacturing the same product, but because of lack of awareness, right? Even though, say for example, even though just consider that they are not making the innovative product, they are making the generic product, so patent is not applicable. But whatever the product, if they protect their brands by a suitable form of trademark, copyright, and helps
રેકોર્ડ
to
કરના આપા
construct that image as
રેકોર્ડ કર દો ને કે
a branded generic product, right? Then also such things will help those
નહીં
smaller
હોતા ભાઈ
units
એમાં
to
રેકોર્ડિંગ નહીં હોતું
reach to a greater position in the days to come in the future.
नहीं 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 ये तो शेयर शेयर होगा नहीं
Yes, ma'am. This slide represents that. The some data from the annual report of patent office and which says that in which industries the maximum number of patents or invention are being carried out. So which says that the one of the greatest inventions happens into the area of chemical and pharmaceutical, polymer science, right? Polymer technologies. So these are one of the prominent areas where the invention is carried out. Look at with respect to trademark. Okay, with respect to trademark as well, the total number of trademark what are being filed into India, out of all them, right? The maximum or the highest number of trademarks are in the domain of the pharmaceutical industry, medical, pharmaceutical, veterinary, and the sanitary substances. So this represents that look how the pharma industry is taking advantage of all this IP system, right? Branding, creating the brand of their product. This represents that pharmaceutical patents are regarded as the most valued patents in all industry domains. Okay, and one of the statement from the international report which also says that over two-thirds of the value of worldwide patents, right? Two-third value. So say for example, all the patents of the world, if that creates a value or the volume of say for example $100 billion. So out of that $100 billion, two-third is just based on the chemical and the pharmaceutical based inventions. And out of them, more than half accrues from the small number of the patents from the larger pharmaceutical industries, right? And how? Look at try to understand this based on the real example of the branded IP protected products of India. So look, this slide represents the leading pharmaceutical products by sales worldwide in 2019, and this is from the in US dollar. So look there. One product, Humira from the Abevi Pharmaceutical. This one product in 1 year worldwide sale, it generates the revenue of 19.2 billion US dollar. 1 year revenue, right? So for this product, the company owns the IP patent, right? Look, this product from the Merck, it has a volume of 11 billion dollar. Kelvin, Pfizer, right? BMS, Rose, right? Then Jason Pharma, Rose, Pfizer.
Leading
So these represent that we know that after
sales.
the clinical trial, when any molecule, innovative molecule is coming into the market, these companies, what revenue that those companies are bringing to that particular pharmaceutical company, right? These are the reported data. Just look at, try to understand the scenario of the COVID, okay? And with respect to COVID as well, look at the COVID vaccine. How many companies are making the COVID vaccines, right? Larger number of companies, and each companies are making a billions of dollars of work through that vaccination, right? So why? So and that's why these bigger companies are empowered and investing a huge amount of money with respect to generating a new molecule, new processes, and all those things. Now, with respect to patent, right? Try to understand some basic fundamentals of patent. Anything to get patented, it requires to fulfill just three criteria: novelty, non-obvious, and useful. And this applies to all the inventions, either a smaller or the radical innovations, either from pharmaceutical, chemical, agriculture, or rocket science. In all the domains, if you created something and if you need to get it patented, you have to test your invention just on these three criteria. And if your invention gets filtered or passed out, you are eligible to get it patented. Now, at the same time, look at in Indian system, if your invention satisfies these three criteria, at the same time, government has defined certain standard exclusions as well. What cannot be patented, okay? Which is against the nature or the humanity. One of the basic factors, right? So, say for example, there are news like which people say that corona is a virus, laboratory developed virus by the China. So there was no virus before this pandemic. It is laboratory developed, so it is new as well. And developing a virus, micron level virus, itself requires a greater investment, knowledge, and it is not common for everyone. So it is non-obvious as well. But that is against the nature of the humanity, right? So such things, even though that virus itself satisfies this criteria, but based on these criteria, such inventions cannot be patented. Okay, the government says that with respect to pharmaceuticals, these are very important. Look that new form or the property of the non-substance. New form. Say, for example, paracetamol is available in powder form. Now you are coming up with the crystalline form or amorphous form or any other different salt form. So they are not patentable. New property of substance. Say, for example, paracetamol is available or useful for dealing with the condition of fever, but now with the clinical trial, you also say for example, paracetamol is equally applicable or effective for diabetes too. You come up with those statistics or the data. So that new use is not patentable. Now, another aspect, compound admixture of new property. So, say for example, paracetamol is available, aspirin is also available, or other drugs is available as a different tablets. Now you are coming up with a mixture of them and giving a one tablet combination product. So whether that combination, first time you are coming up with that combination, whether that combination is patentable or not. So this criteria says that compound admixture, new combination is not patentable if that combination is not synergistic in nature, right? So there are other forms as well, which are discovery and scientific principle, which is freely available in nature and you are defining, right? The new principle, okay, discovery of living substances, new enzymes extraction from the nature, right? What we are saying like turmeric, we know that the turmeric has an antiseptic property, right? Natural plant animal, right? So that has an antiseptic property and it is known since from the many or hundreds or thousand years. So that property itself you cannot go and have a patent rights. But if you are extracting the right and the exact molecule from its extracts, these molecules are responsible to give antiseptic properties, then you can have a patent rights for those molecules, the method of preparation for those molecules. Like that, or you can have a patent protection, but on that item itself, you cannot have a patent, right? So these are standard exclusions. And look, this is again defined, right? Those 2 points in a detail. A mere discovery of a new form of a non-substance which does not result in enhancement of the efficacy, right? Or the mere discovery of any new property or the new use of non-substance, they are not patentable as per section 3D of Indian Patent Act. So say for example, like for the purpose of this clause, salts, esters, ether, polymorph, metabolites, pure form, particle size, isomers, mixture of isomers, complexes, combinations, and other derivatives of non-substance means non-API molecule shall be considered to be the same substance unless they differ significantly in properties with regard to efficacy. Say, for example, there is one API and you are coming up with the sulfate, bromide, iodide, right? Chloride. So those are its salt form derivatives. For those new derivatives, you cannot have a patent. If you are proving that this particular salt form is more powerful, has a lesser side effect, is having a greater bioavailability. If you are proving on those aspects, then yes, it is patentable. But If they are not the case, then simply new form is as such is not patentable. A substance obtained by mere admixture resulting only in the aggregation of properties, they are also not patentable. Now look, there are number of countries which offers patent protection for the second medical use. If you are aware, like in the timing of COVID itself, the the U.S. government was saying like that uh, there is azithromycin. Azithromycin is useful to deal with the COVID, right? So we know that azithromycin has an antimicrobial or antiviral property, but the government or the companies are saying like that it is also useful for COVID. So if the companies are coming with this that second medical use, then India will not give patent on it. But there are number of countries which are giving patent protection for them, right? So these are, and in that terms, we can say that the IP rights are territorial in nature. Each country has their own laws. Many countries are allowing, many are not, right? So this slide represents that in the world, how many countries are allowing the
रेकॉर्ड था ये
second
नहीं है
use as
रेकॉर्ड
a
तो कर ही है
patentable.
ये क्यों था ये
Okay,
वीडियो इसमें
what can be patented in pharmaceutical industry? Okay, so in pharma, the compound and method of preparation for any salts, enantiomers, polymers, or impurities. So, say for example, if any non-process for making any molecule is a 10-step procedure, which requires a minimum time period of 5 hours. So now if you are coming up with any modification, so that 10-step procedure is now 7-step or 5-step, or because of that its time or entire procedure is reducing to from 5 hours to 2 hours or yeah, like that. So those processes are eligible to get patented. The compound, the molecule itself, salt, enantiomers, polymers, or impurities, they are patentable. Okay, the use of compounding therapy. So whenever you are coming up with a new API and you are proposing first time, first use in the therapy, and in that particular disclosure itself, you can give or apply for patent for more than one users as well. Whatever you submit for the first, those are only permitted or patented, right? Pharmaceutical compositions comprising compound, so combination with specific excipients, the tablet formulations or a novel drug delivery systems, nano formulations or novel drug delivery systems, pharmaceutical compositions comprising compound. So they are also patentable in the nature. A method of treating X condition by the administration of compound, the or the API. So they are patentable into USA. The new use, the compound for use in the treatment of X, what is said earlier, right? Use of compound in the manufacture of medicament for the treatment of particular condition. Okay, so novel drug delivery systems or the drug for particular. So these are overlapping with earlier statement and these statements. The process of manufacture, right? The excipient, dosage forms, API, yeah, or the impurities, all those processes, the novel processes can be patented. New dosage form, right? One API is only available in tablet form. Now you are coming up with the coated tablet or capsule form or the injection form, right? All new dosage forms are patentable. Dosing regime. Say for example, with the normal tablet, it is applicable to be thrice in a day. Now you are coming up with a sustained release or control release tablet. Now it is you are saying like that. It is now applicable for once a day only. So that new dosage regime is also patentable. Combination treatment. So you are come up with such a combination so that the side effect would be lesser or its
तो आप
efficacy would be
conversation में बात
enhanced
बोलो
or its
जबरदस्ती
bioavailability is increased.
चले वाला
So
फोन
in those conditions, the combination is
पेशेंट
also patentable.
आपने वाटर
Biomarkers,
फ्रेंड्स दे
patient
बोली
selection,
पेशेंट
personalized medicines,
अरे
right?
पेशेंट
Those things
ये
are
बोल
also
पा रहा एनी
patentable.
स्टूडेंट बोल
Assay, right? Or the method of analysis, right? They are also novel method of analysis or novel method of identification, novel method of assay. They are also patentable. The medical devices, the new shape of you can say the new form of injection, new form of the inhaler, new form of any other stent, okay, or the implant. Those are also patentable. Method of treatment claims only in US. Second medical use in only into the selected jurisdiction. And this is not the exclusive list, right? These are one of the greatest list where the IPs are protected. Apart from this as well, there are multiple other forms as well where the patent is possible. India is regarded as the pharmacy of the world. There are many greater, you are aware like that, the largest supplier of cost-effective generic, the highest FDA approval plant outside USA, largest in terms of volume, right? Third largest, 14th largest in terms of the value. Apart from this, look at this. The market size of 41 billion and expected to be 100 billion by 2025. The largest supplier of vaccine around the world. The FDI inflow, the outside investment into pharmaceutical industry is also very high. 16,000 plus generic brands across 60 therapeutic categories. Brands, trademark, right? What we are saying, like market growth is also very good. Largest provider, generic medicines provider. Four Indian companies are among top 10 global generic companies worldwide. And Indian pharmaceutical export is also very high in terms of value and the volume both, right? And this slide represents that which are the prominent or greater clusters, pharmaceutical clusters in India. So, as a pharmacist, pharma is regarded as one of the great. If you go and look into industries, if you have to work into engineering domain, you those spaces are very you can not say they are very not maintained. They are not temperature controlled. Sanitation is very less, right? Whereas in terms of pharma, the place of working, right? They are cleaned, they are temperature controlled, the sanitation is well maintained, and that's why the pharmaceutical industry is regarded as one of the greatest place to work in manufacturing industry or other operations as well. And being a pharmacist as well, and from Gujarat, we are also very fortunate that in Ahmedabad itself, apart from Gujarat too, the maximum number of industries are located within, you can say, 50 or 100 kilometers around, right? So we are very fortunate that the Ahmedabad is also one of the pharma industry hub, not only of Gujarat but also of the entire India. Look, apart from pharma industry, the medical tourism is also enhancing to a greater way. Government is making the policies, also the industry is taking up the opportunities, right? And look at within our
only one
surrounding
pharmaceutical
self, around
center in
ourselves.
India.
Just before 10 years, there was a scenario like there are an expert of each doctor, like there is a heart patient, heart doctor separately, orthopedic separately, eye specialist separately. But nowadays, the hospital chains, the corporate hospitals are coming up. Zydus Hospital, Sal Hospital, right? Global Hospital, and multiple others, right? So they are also the industries also coming out with, and they are supporting the medical tourism as well. So with all these purpose, IP as a career is one of the greatest aspect,
This
right?
motivated
There
way
are
to
different
get
job
to
roles where you can fit yourself. And via this way, not only for a pharma, but if you are going on this
research
pathway,
marketed
you
value
can
of the
go and
Indian commerce sector
explore
and what do you
your
observe?
potential into other domains as well. If you have knowledge of IP, you can go and serve into chemical industry or food industry or others industry. People are also. I had many friends, which I personally know that who had a pharmaceutical basic background, who has a IT experience, and they are completely working into different segments like a tire industry, automobile industry, communication industry as well. So for a diversification as well, this is very rewarding and is very you will find a work-life balance and greater satisfaction. So as a IT as a career, there are different roles, job roles where you can fit yourself, like a drafting of IP, patent drafting, trademark, or a design or a copyright, IT illustrator, or figure preparation, chart preparations. There are also expert to each of these operations. Filing IP means a prosecution with the patent office for a patent, trademark, copyright design. There are also defined expert prosecuting, right? There are a examination report how what aspect you will make your strategy so that they get accepted. Litigation, right? When two companies, others are violating your rights, you can play an important role over here as well. IP analytics, research, and strategies so that you can define a pathway for your corporate house. What should be where the company should select the new molecule in which of the countries. So those strategies are defined by the IP analysts, right? The IP valuation when you need to acquire any company. So you are also apart from that assets, you are also going to acquire their brand and the patent portfolio as well. So apart from value of the real estate, you will define. But what to be, how much amount to be given for that brand, right? So there comes a role of IP valuation. So marketing of the IPR technology, you can license it, commercialize it, contract and agreement drafting, negotiation, teaching of IPR, law firms, where you can place yourself, law firms, industry. You can work as a freelancer, independent practitioner, right? Certified IP professional to practice before IP offices of the countries, right? And certified lawyers to practice before the court, right? So there are n number of opportunities within this field itself. Okay, now where you can find law firm, industry, academic institutions, startup incubation center, freelancer, independent practitioner, IP office as well. You can work with the
IPR
government department as
opportunities.
well, right? And to reach to that position, you require to get a good amount of IP knowledge, and that you can acquire via attending multiple seminars, workshop, activities, going through multiple IPR courses run by different universities in online mode, offline mode, as well as there are number of courses run by the IT offices themselves. Okay, so where you can go and have a learning, right? So all these would be helpful you to make yourself into IP domain, right? So with all these, I would like to conclude my session over here, right? Any student or faculty member, if they have any question, they can unmute yourself and they can, or they can equally type that question into chat box and they can ask over here. Okay, thank you, friends.
Anyone want to ask any question? Any student? Anyone? Any student want to ask any question? Okay. So I would like to deliver a talk on vote of thanks. With all due respect, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Amit Patel sir for sharing his knowledge and wisdom regarding intellectual property for pharmaceutical industry. In current session, sir had discussed the types of intellectual property criteria and validity of IPR protection. In addition, Dr. Amit has also explained in detail about the nature and fundamental of IP right, IP system in India, trademark and copyrights. Furthermore, Dr. Amit had also explained the patentable and non-patentable invention in India. Additionally, the overview of pharmaceutical sector in India and IP as a career was explained by Sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Ragin Shah, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Vinay Darji, sir, Dr. Sunita ma'am, Dr. Hiran ma'am, Dr. Mona ma'am, and all the faculty members of Aryan School of Pharmacy and Bioresearch Institute for your kind support and guidance. With all due respect, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Amit Patel, sir, for his valuable and fruitful talk on IPR. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you all the participants and
Thank you, sir.
students. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, all of you. Sir, leave it here. Okay, completed.